stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Money's coming to me.
We have some of the strongest economic growth underlying this economic recovery that we've seen in decades.
Yeah, right. Sure you do. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. If you remember yesterday, I said to you, even though you're not a gang member, I said, I'm going to give to you, I'll do it on the radio. I'm going to tell you exactly what to look for when this market is going to sell off. I said, it is going to sell off. In fact, let me play this here for you. Here's what I said yesterday to you. So find a chart, the spiders, SPY is a symbol. Look at the low of 472, and then mark down if the spiders drop back from today, from 476.62 to below 470, just below 470, then you'll see this market sell off. Exactly what I told you yesterday. I told you this rally, we had this so-called Christmas rally. In fact, you had this, people were being told every day. If you remember, going back, starting in around December 20th, buying a dip. And that was nuts. It's crazy. And the market, yes, I told my own members, and we do this every holiday. I always tell them, if you want to make money, it's almost guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed, but it's almost guaranteed. Especially during the Christmas to New Year holiday. Just buy the spiders. They always go up. Why? Because the big institutions leave. Their money's out of the market. They take their money out of the market. And what they do is all the stocks that they're short, if you take, for example, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, you take the big boys, okay? Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, Citi. Those are the five, let's see, there's three, about six of the largest investment banks in the country. They run everything, a bunch of crooks. And when they're not participating over the holiday, any positions they're short in, they will turn around and buy those positions back, and it pushes the market up during that so-called Christmas rally. So I said, if all you did is buy the spiders, if you bought the spiders, you would have been up 5%. 5%. If you bought Apple, you've been up 8 to 10%. Intel, 8 to 10%. Caterpillar, 8 to 10%. That's all you had to do. But just the spiders alone. That's the easiest money you'll ever make. And then the point I made when we came back on Monday, I said to you, God, I hope you people aren't going to buy into this rally. This is nuts. There's not enough volume. All these stocks that are going up, as I told you and I warned you, especially the tech stocks, they're trying to drive those tech stocks. And if you look, bank stocks rather, the bank stocks, trying to push the bank stocks up. And I said to you, look at all the different bank stocks. If you look on a chart, you see money is coming out as they are going up. That's called a divergent pattern. Divergent pattern means that they're pushing a stock up. But what you have is it's going up because of short covering. The rally can't last. That's what's happening today. And I said, don't chase these bank stocks. If you're going to buy them, fine, but put some scouts on, put some stops on, because it's not going to last. And sure enough, look what happened. They're all pulling back now. But we were talking about the other day too, is that when I hear this drives me crazy.
We have some of the strongest economic growth underlying this economic recovery that we've seen in decades.
That's just a bold-faced lie. Are you kidding me? Do you know, first of all, let's go back when Trump took over. When Trump was inaugurated in January 2017, remember what happened? before that. Before that, we had Bush, baby Bush, George W. Bush. Then we had Obama. We had that crash in 2008. And every crash, almost every crash, has a cleansing. The 1929 crash, they had a cleansing. It lost $14 trillion. 1973, $1 trillion. 1987, $500 billion. 2000, $8 trillion was lost in value. 2008, $10 trillion. But you see, up to 2000, they would take and cleanse that debt. They would take the balance sheet and clean it up. Because you can't take that forward. And remember what happened with Obama. And what happened with baby Bush. They would not go into a recession after 2008 because they wanted to support the banks. They didn't want to get rid of the bad banks, so they supported them. So that means that when Obama took over from Bush, he took over his balance sheet, a bloated balance sheet with tremendous debt. He didn't cleanse it first. You have to be an idiot to do that. Recessions are good things because recessions, you go in and you take the balance sheet and you clean them up. But here's the other thing. He takes the players with him. He took the same banks that were responsible for the crash. He takes them with him, with the balance sheet that's bloated, full of debt. That's why I have to laugh when this guy said we have the strongest economic. Are you kidding me? What's he talking about? We have historic national debt of 29 trillion now. Household debt, 15 trillion. That's historic. Corporate debt, that's historic 10 trillion. Budget deficits, 100 billion a month. Historic trade deficits, historic, 80 billion a month. Debt's rising 60% faster than the economy. Debt is rising 35% faster than your wages. And your wages are being cut by inflation. And how did this all occur? Because Obama and Bush decided not to have a cleansing, not to do a recession, because they didn't care. They knew the consequences. When you're going to bring all that accumulated debt and those bad balance sheets with you, they knew the consequences, but they didn't care. Because remember, Obama didn't care about growth. He wanted to grow his welfare state. See, this is what when Trump took over, he took over the worst balance sheet in history. And the end of the story is, that is why we had the 2020, the fastest crash in history, 31% it dropped from February 2020 to March 2020, the fastest ever. That is why. See, COVID was never the reason. It was the trigger. The reason, and we still have this same terrible balance sheet. That's why the market has continued, since Trump's been in it, because it's never been cleansed, to have this major problem. And the only way they've been propping this problem up is more printing of money and more printing of money. More stock buybacks. Until you get to the point you have so much money, you're printing so much money that the printing of money is going out faster than production. And when you have that happen, you have inflation. And it was that inflation, the cost of gasoline, the cost of clothes, everything else, that is what was heading towards that February 2020 date. It wasn't COVID. It was what Trump took over and he couldn't fix from Obama. So what are we going to do? I'll tell you when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grande and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Warning, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. Tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So the market's down and Nasdaq's down about 457 points. Well, that's no surprise because they're getting hit hard because the yields, remember, the yields were high. They rigged the market when we got back from Christmas. I told you this yesterday. That's why I wanted you to, remember I said get into the banks, but be very careful. You can ask each one of my members. We went into some banks, we bought some banks, but we were very careful. We put scouts on. We didn't do a lot of shares. And what a scout is, you buy 1 or 2 shares and just manage. You just watch it. Just watch it. Okay, because I told them we're going to have a very volatile 2-3 days. The first 2 or 3 days going to be very volatile. But right now what's going on, okay, with the sell-off, you're going to, if you take Microsoft, let's take Microsoft, all right? Microsoft's getting hit really hard now, broke through the 50-day moving average. Let's take Apple. Okay, Apple's getting hit. Okay, not as bad as Microsoft, but Amazon is getting destroyed. NVIDIA, getting hit. Matter of fact, my members, I told them if we got a scout shorting that right now. We got a scout to short that right now. So yeah, it's looking good. If that breaks through 271, that'll be a great short. So you got to learn how to short, because see, on days like today, you say, oh my God, look at this, the big techs are getting killed, and you're shorting them, and you're making money. But can you imagine if you don't know how to short and you're sitting there and you're calling your broker or whatever, and he's telling you to cost average down, he's telling you to buy on the dip, when we're turning around and we're making money. We're making money on the tech stocks. See, that's what you got. This is the biggest problem. This is the biggest problem. Is people just won't learn how to sell a stock short. And in our program, if you join our gang free for 10 days, you'll see this. Our program, we have a portfolio, and on a day like today, when the market starts breaking, Steve takes our portfolio and does this every day, posts it at 2 o'clock, and he tells our members what to do with each stock. So right now he's telling them what to do, how to short each stock. And if a member doesn't have time to learn, or a member has time but he just doesn't want to be in an educational format, and he's tired of going through school his whole life, then you just follow what Steve says. You just follow what Steve says. Like right now, those who are in NVDA, he'll tell them it's dropping down nicely. We broke the 50-day moving average. On our color-coded chart, it just broke through 68, and it all turned red. So if it breaks through the low of 271.45, sell short. Then you tell them how many shares, it's easy. But you got to know how to sell short, because if you don't know how to sell short, you're sitting here today panicking. And that's crazy. So look, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. Join the gang and learn how to sell short, as well as how to buy stocks properly, so you know when to get out of the stocks. Stop listening to these jibber jabbers. So let's get back to what's going on. When the crash happened in February of 2020, do you realize, yesterday we were talking about Apple. Apple stock, think about it, in under 4 years has tripled its valuation. Insane. That's insane. There's no reason for it. And let's take the March low. When the market crashed from the fastest crash ever, February 2020, to that to the March low, and it dropped 30%. Do you know Apple in 8 weeks went back up? Apple went back up 50%. 50%. The stock market went down 30%, And then in 8 weeks, it went back up 30%. We've never seen anything like that in history. How do you get a market to go up 30% after it dropped 30% in 8 weeks? It took our 2008 crash 4 years. Because the market is rigged to do that. Because what are they doing? This whole market, since Obama and Bernanke took this market over, and they decided not to have a cleansing because it would take too long, and they were obligated to the banks on Wall Street. That's how they got in office. They have to take care of these bankers. So everything they did was to get this market to rally. And it's always print money and print more money. And when you print this money, the first thing they did, they went to the 5 biggest banks. Our 5 biggest banks, investment banks, gave them the money and said, buy your own shares back. We're gonna go in and we're gonna buy all the crap on your balance sheet. Now think about this. We're gonna buy all the bad loans on your balance sheet. We're gonna buy all the garbage, and we're gonna put it on our balance sheet. Remember, the Fed only has $800 billion on our balance sheet. They took $8 trillion. And that means $8 trillion went into let's say, the checking accounts of J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, and Citi. And that money's sitting there in their checking, and then they're told to go out and buy their own shares to push the banks up. That's how this whole thing got going. This rally, and then they had to keep supporting it. Then they printed $51 trillion. $51 trillion to keep this thing going. So that's fine. So the market from 2008 to the end of this year is up over what? About 600%. 582 threw off about 105 trillion in gains, which went to the top 1%. Nothing wrong with that. But you got to know when to get out. You got to protect yourself when it goes back down by shorting. Do you know how to short? Join my gang and you will.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at Phil'sGang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
So I think the year is off to a good start, clearly. I think the momentum is there for this to be a positive year.
Unbelievable, isn't it? So here we are, the NASDAQ, big tech down about 450 points. It's going to be a positive year. The Dow down 295 points, almost 300 points. Of course they'll come down. I said that the other day. Why do you think the other day I said to you yesterday on this radio show? So find a chart, the spiders, SPY is a symbol. Look at the low of 472 and then mark down if the spiders drop back from today from 476.62 to below 470, just below 470, then you see this market sell off. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening. So they're going to try to rally it today. They're going to, by tomorrow morning, they're hopefully tomorrow morning, you watch, tomorrow morning they're going to try to run it back up because what will they do? Go in, buy treasuries, print more money, buy treasuries, get those interest rates down. Then they send money to the 5, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, Citi, send them money and tell them start buying stocks. And then lend money to the hedge funds, lend money to the brokerage companies. Especially the brokerage companies are in trouble because the margin accounts are so big out there. They're getting killed with these margin accounts with people on a day like today. Sell my stock, sell my stock. But we take care of all that in shorting. And shorting's fun. It's fun. Once you know how to short, you could care less if you have a day like this today. In fact, I told my members this morning, I said, you know these bank stocks? I said, we need a down day. I said, don't chase these stocks. We need a down day to find out which of these stocks have relative strength. Which of these stocks are the best? Because all of them are going up. So we took a couple stocks, bank stocks, we put what we call Scout on it, just 1 or 2 shares, just to watch them, to observe them. It's like a bookmark. When you put 1 or 2 shares on, you're going to go back and look at it. If you don't put 1 or 2 shares on, you won't go back. And then when you go back, all of a sudden you missed a 20% move. You go, oh, damn, I missed that. Oh, gee. But because you should put a bookmark on it. And that's what we teach you. So now we go through our stocks and which ones have relative strength. We got JP Morgan's got wonderful relative strength. Okay? And I'm not going to give you all the others because now you'll go out and you'll buy them, then you don't join the gang, and then all of a sudden I'll read, well, I listened to Phil and I lost money. Well, the reason why you lost money is, let's say you go buy JP Morgan today, or let's say you go buy, I don't know, any one of them, Bank of America, whatever, but you don't join the gang. How do I get to tell you when to add to your position? Or how do I tell you, you better get out, take your profits today. You better get out, this is pulling back. I can't reach you, but you don't tell people that. You tell people, I listened to Phil and I lost money. So that's why I hate giving out these names, okay? Because you should not be doing this unless you're a gang member. So, but the bottom line is now my members will know which of these banks to stay with. That's when we start putting money in. That's when we put money in. But the biggest problem is that the overall market, that's the problem. Because this market has had it. What do I mean by that? Look, when Trump came in and he had the balance sheets of Baby Bush and Obama weighing this economy down, and now Biden is weighed down because he should have went into a recession, but he didn't either. They all think, well, all I have to do is keep printing money, keep interest rates down, and keep doing stock buybacks. Just keep pouring money into JP Morgan and Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, Citi. They'll buy their own shares back. They'll loan money to the hedge funds. They'll keep them alive, and the market will just keep going up forever. Really? The biggest problem with that, every time they do that, it's killing the guy on Main Street. Remember what happened when Trump took over this bad balance sheet? When you have this much debt out there, historic debt like we never had before, tremendous debt on our balance sheets, it stops productivity. And productivity, man, you can't understand how important productivity is. And that's what's happened. Our productivity peaked in April of 2020. It's unbelievable. Remember, productivity is really important because it determines your standard of living. Remember, increased productivity will decrease prices, but increase wages. But they don't give a damn. Do you think Biden, do you think Obama, do you think Baby Bush, or even Trump sits there and think, Because remember, Trump, he kept pushing the market up too. Every day he kept pushing the market up.
The stock market is shattering one record after another.
The stock market smashes one record high. When you look at what's gone on with the stock market, we've created now almost $8 trillion worth of value.
Yeah, but that $8 trillion in value went where? It went from the bottom up. It went to the top 1%, creating an income inequality we've never seen. The country doesn't benefit from that $8 trillion because it doesn't go back into the economy. See, if that $8 trillion went back into productivity, if you keep an increase in productivity, that provides more goods. We wouldn't have this problem that we have today with more money chasing few goods. Increased productivity would increase our goods. And when you increase your goods, you're leading to you're heading towards greater profits and earnings. Companies are making more money in profits and earnings, which increases your wages. When's the last time you got a real meaningful wage increase? Of course not. So productivity gives you an increase in wage. And wages support what? Consumption. Wages contribute 72% to our consumption, our GDP growth, rather. And consumption supports our economic growth. It contributes 72% to our economic growth. But we're not getting that today because, see, they don't care about economic growth. Republicans, the Democrats, the Independents, nobody cares about the growth. What do they care about? Because they're fully funded in big tech stocks, the same tech stocks. And here's another joke. Here's where people are going to get really slaughtered. And we're going to be short, and I want you to join my gang free for 10 days so you can learn how to do this and make sure when everybody's getting slaughtered, you're not part of it and you're making money. Because remember what happens. The people that are going to get hit, these banks, these banks are going to get crushed. But especially these tech stocks. Because they're going to keep trying to push the yields. They're going to keep trying to move the yields higher. Remember I told you yesterday? They're stuck now. Powell's back against the wall. He needs the bank stocks to move up. He's got to keep moving the bank stocks up. What does that mean? He can't taper. He's got to keep selling treasuries. He's got to keep selling treasuries to get yields up. So the bank stocks will keep moving. But that means interest rates go up. Join my gang free, at least for 10 days. And let me show you, and Steve and everyone here, that look, it can be fun, but investing in stocks will not be fun ever until you know how to sell short. And if you don't want to learn, then every day at 2 o'clock, Steve posts our portfolio and tells you what stock to short, how much, what to do with it, and when to stop shorting it. So you don't even have to come to class if you don't want to. That's how easy it is. And for those who really want to take it seriously, there's no better place to learn how to make money when the market's going down than here.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
With the PhilsGang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at PhilsGang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At PhilsGang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And PhilsGang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the PhilsGang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at PhilsGang.com. That's PhilsGang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let PhilsGang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at PhilsGang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. PhilsGang.com. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Pick your words, say them again.
Do you know it's amazing, okay? If you just learn how to short, and if you don't want to learn, that's okay too, because we'll tell you exactly what to do with what stock, because we have our own portfolio. It's the actual portfolio we have for our members. And every day at 2 o'clock, Steve will take each stock and do a recording with the chart, the color-coded chart, and telling you why we're shorting or why we're buying, and here's what you're supposed to do. Your kids can do it. We give you the instructions, especially with the shorting. So easy. But I want you to just understand something. If nobody gets this. When the market rallied, or the market crashed from February 19, 2020 to March, remember what happened. Before that, you go back to October, November, okay, of 2018. Powell and Trump saw the market having problems. And remember, all he does is push the market, push the market, push the market. He saw it was having problems, of course, because our debt was too heavy. We never had a cleansing of the debt, and we never had a cleansing of the banks. You can't keep carrying this debt over. So anyways, so to push the market up, what do? They go in and they turn around and they keep reducing rates, print money, buy treasuries, yields go down, and then everybody buys what stocks? Now, this is very important. What stocks? They buy Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla. Now, why is that important? Because those 5 stocks push the entire S&P 500 up. Listen to what I'm saying. When the S&P, after the market crashed 31% and then went right up 31% in 8 weeks, how the hell did it go up 31% in 8 weeks? Markets usually take a year, 2 years to recover. 8 weeks. Because what they did is they went in and printed money, and they made sure those stocks right there, by keeping the yields low, buying treasuries, keep those yields low, 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 then everybody would jump in and buy these stocks, especially Apple. Apple rallied. Think about this. Apple rallied in just 8 weeks, 50%. 50% in 8 weeks. What are you, nuts? Boy, that was a nice feeling on an Apple. But the point is that they rigged it to go up by buying the same stocks. Because remember, those stocks, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, NVIDIA, and Tesla, those 5 stocks control the S&P. Every time you hear the Dow was up today 200 points, Dow was up 100 points, 35% of that gain came from just 5 stocks. 5 out of 500. Can you understand how powerful that is? See, they control. That's how they financially rig the market. So if you know what you're doing, if you're a gang member, you know what the hell you're doing, you've been making money. Because we know that when they drop yields, they're going to go into those 5 stocks, push those 5 stocks up, and that pushes the S&P up, and that's when you get the big moves in the S&P and the big move in the Dow. Now, the other problem, but the bank stocks, the same bank stocks, the investment banks, J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, those stocks are the stocks they depend on. Okay, they print all this money, and they go in and they go and buy from those banks all their bad debt. If they make a whole bunch of bad loans, they used to tank, used to go out of business. No more. Not since 2008. Remember, this all started with Baby Bush and Obama and Bernanke. So they keep on going to these same banks and propping up the market with these same banks. They say, we're going to take care of you. We want you to keep out there lending. We want you, and we'll take care of all your bad debts. We'll buy it from you, and then we'll credit your account because they're part of the Federal Reserve. So they have a checking account. So they'll put money in that checking account, and they tell them, okay, now go buy some more stocks. Keep pushing the market up. All you got to know is which stock to be in. And when the stock's going down, just short it. Stock's going up, be long. And that's what we do every day around here. And we make sure our members are always on the right side. And for 10 days, you'll be convinced. I'm not going to sell you. Steve's not going to sell you. You're going to convince yourself. You can say, well, this is unbelievable. So the big problem Powell's got now, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's sitting there knowing that he's been pushing these same stocks, same tech stocks, to push this market up for big gains. Now he can't do that anymore. Because why? Because remember, he's got to bring these banks back in. He's got to prop the banks up. But the banks aren't going to move the S&P like these 5 tech stocks. So all you got to know, like for example, so from September 2018, they knew there was a problem. Okay, they knew the production was slowing down. They knew there was a real problem. So this was September of 2018, November 2018. They knew we were real trouble. So they started to push the big tech. They started to push the big bank stocks up, trying to push the big bank stocks up. That wasn't working. So finally they turned around and they said, okay, let's start pushing up the big tech stocks. So they start pushing the big tech stocks up. They hit February 19, 2020. All of a sudden now, the yields go up to 150 basis points. Because why? Because people are selling their bonds. They want to be in the stock market. In other words, they rigged the stock market for November of 2019, September, November 2018, they rigged the market to go up. So when they're pushing the market up, as it keeps going up and up and up, and the people are saying, why do I want to be in bonds? I'm going to sell my bonds. I'm going to get out of the bond market and buy stocks because look how the market's going up. And when they sell their bonds, what happens? Yields go up. So February 19th comes, yields are 155. Boom, the market drops 30%. Why? Because the tech stocks failed. Because the tech stocks have to have low yields. And then by the time it hit March 23rd, 2020, the yields were down back to 81 basis points from 155. Now everybody jumped back into Apple. Apple shoots up. Why? Because the yields are at 81 basis points, no longer 155. So everybody jumps into Big Apple. They jump into Apple, and it takes off. And Apple goes up 50% in 8 weeks. And then all the other tech, we've never seen a rally. In 8 weeks, the S&P goes up 30%. Apple goes up 50%. All fake. All fake. And all you got to know is, where's the yield? Do I get into the banks or do I get into the tech? And that's what we do every day for our members. They don't even have to think about it. They'll always be in that right stock. Because what moves the market up and down is where the yield is and where those bank stocks are. And those tech stocks. Same stocks. So just try it for 10 days. And you see it's easy and it makes sense. And you'll never be on the wrong side of this. Otherwise, you're going to get crushed. You're going to get crushed. That's what I told you the other day when I came back on Monday, the first day. I said, man, I saw everybody running after these bank stocks. And then I said to you, you heard what I said to you. I said, if this drops below 470, watch this market tank. We're now at 468. But here's the key now. I don't want it to tank right now. I want them to run it back up from 460. I want to see them run it back up tomorrow morning. I want to see if they can get back to 479, which was the high. Yesterday's high. Because if they can't get back to yesterday's highs, that's the real test now. They're going to try to run it back up to that 479. Let's say 480. If they can't break through 480 and it starts coming back down and takes out today's low, you'll see this market drop another 20, 30%. Why don't you just join my gang for 10 days free and you'll be on the right side. 877-600-4264. See you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to